Yeah. What up, y'all? You tapped into the fly frequency. If you're listening to this on a replay, I appreciate if you smash the like button. The Cash App is going across the bottom of the screen along with the PayPal. And you already know what it's hitting for with super chats. I got my guy Ray Davis with me again. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ray?
What up? Don't forget to hit that hype button if you watch on the replay too. For real, for real.
Oh
What up?
yeah. I forgot about the hype button. I still ain't never find the hype button, but if y'all know where it's at, hit it. You know what I'm saying? Give us the hype and all of that stuff. What else? Subscribe. You know, we always can use new subscribers around here. And
Oh,
we just here to talk some boxing again. You know, Keyshawn Davis, man. Key out here wilding, man. This dude, man. Let's let's
yeah.
let's have a look at some of the things he doing, man.
Yeah, King, get his ass, King. Let me get some of that shit, King. Hold on.
Hey yo, this after we saw um his dad his dad lose, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, he been calling himself his dad. You know, we saw Andy Cruz lose to Moratala, you know, last night. A great fight. But he out here celebrating, you know what I'm saying? He's celebrating. What y'all think about that, man?
Yeah, King, get his
That's
ass,
cool too.
King.
That's crazy.
Let me get some of that shit, King. Hold on.
Ray, how you feel about this, man? Man, I feel like
Man,
I feel
bro.
like it don't look right, man. It don't look good, you know, for you to be celebrating this man downfall in the ring or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It makes it look like you scared of him. I don't think he is really scared of him, but it just don't look right you celebrating somebody losing like that you should be fighting. You know, everybody want to see you fight him because he been trolling you for the last few years, you know, calling you literally sonning you, you know, calling you his son and all of that. He your pop and all of that because he beat you in the amateurs and all of that. He was clowning you in the amateurs and all of that. You should want to get back. You know,
Yep.
you should want to rumble him. You shouldn't be selling it. It just looks bad when you celebrating him losing when the idea is that you should be trying to fight this guy. You should be hoping that he win. So you can, you know, you and him can meet up. But I understand it to a point though. To a certain extent, you know, he's at 135, you at 140, trying to go up to 147. But that's more the reason why you shouldn't really be clowning him or, you know, acting like you're happy that he lost, you know. That
Listen.
it makes it look like you're happy that you're not going to be able to get your get back with him.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that's where it looks crazy. That's where the diabolical nonsense comes in, right? But he does this all the time, right? Anybody that's in his way or some type of Frank Martin, he lost. He did something similar. Now, you know what I mean? Now this dude loses. He does something, you know what I mean? He does the belt thing and praying in the, like, you know what I mean? Cheering up, yay, clapping and congratulating the opponent. Bro, listen, I get it. You know what I mean? Raymond Morales, you know, he fought a good fight. Andy Cruz fought a good fight. You know what I mean? Could have been a draw, could have went either way. You know what I mean? It obviously went to the way of the champion. But the fact of the matter is, our boy, Keyshawn Davis, has never let us down, bro. We talked about all these other fighters and the antics that they do and how they act. This guy is really acting like Adrian Broner in a worse way. You know what I mean? Like he wants the publicity, he wants the light to shine the light on him. But are you really wanting the light shined on you when this guy was calling you out since he was 2-0, telling you he wanted to give you the business and you never accepted? And the guy's a natural 130 pounder, right? We're gonna use that term that everybody else uses in the space. You know what I mean? They talk about Andy Cruz going back to 130 and you was at 135. He still called you out. He called you out at 140. You know what I mean? Tried to show you respect after his fight, came over to you. You sat there and like gave him a look, walked away. You know what I mean? Like just all types of negative energy, bro. And that right there says a lot. In that point, frequent. Like think about that. Remember that fight when he came over to him after his fight and went to shake his hand and he like looked at him like, yeah, whatever. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
turned
yeah. I
around,
remember that.
right?
I just was looking at that
That's
clip too.
yeah, that's bitterness, right? So if he's bitter then why this is why he's ecstatic now. That means he's happy he don't have to fight this guy, bro. It says a lot. And to me, it almost fear like this is the fear that lives in the cabinet, right? This is what what's
You think he actually afraid?
listen, what's homeboy's name? Well, not necessarily. Listen to what I'm saying. What's Teddy Atlas, right? Remember he was like, you can't go into the ring, go into a house and not open every door, right? Like you have to be able to open every door. So here's the thing. This is the door that he kept closed. It's not that he's afraid. It's just he won't open that door because of the scrutiny that comes behind it. And it's crazy because he'll touch on it, but he won't open that door. He'll grab the handle, he'll unlock it, but he won't open it. And now that that door has been boarded up from the other side, he's happy. He ain't got to open that door no more. And that's the crazy part.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I thought it was distasteful, man. You know him doing that, even though the reality has sunk in for me. You know that he probably wasn't going to ever really fight him. You
Yeah,
know
no,
that's a bit of a stretch. You know he came in overweight. You know in his last fight at 135 by 4 pounds. Even though they saying that he did it on purpose, we already knew that he was moving up because he was having issues. You know he was I guess he felt like he was draining himself to make it down to 135. And so he was moving up to 140. And now he seemed like he might be a little too big for 140. I'm
yeah,
thinking, wait, I guess we gotta see, we gotta actually see in this fight with Jermaine Ortiz, how he looked and everything, if he looked drained or whatnot. But he talking about moving up to 147. And so this fight with him and Andy Cruz would have literally sent him backwards. It would be going backwards. And
I
so
agree. I agree.
I kind of it kind of sunk in for me now, that fight probably wasn't even going to ever happen, but it just looks bad when you're celebrating him losing like that. It makes it look like
And it wasn't even like he
you're
got his ass,
relieved. It
like he
make it
got
look like he
beat.
relieved that he don't have to fight him, right?
Well, it's not even that. It's just like the fact that Andy Cruz didn't get beat down. He didn't like lose all the rounds. He wasn't like he got outboxed,
Oh yeah, it
outclated.
was a good fight,
You know what I
right?
mean? It was a close fight, bro. Literally,
I actually thought Andy, in any other situation, I think Andy should have got the nod, because
yeah,
I think he was coming out on top on most of the exchanges and stuff, and
yeah.
it looked like he was outworking him. He was on his back foot a lot, More Tyler put him on the back foot, with all the pressure and everything. But I think that Andy was winning the exchanges. And the only reason why I say that I think the right man won is because Moratala was the champion.
Right. He didn't take it. No, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
I 100%
yeah.
agree with that. Look,
I feel like he ain't do enough to win, to take the belt from a champion, but if it was no belt involved, yeah, I think Keyshawn should have got the nod because I feel like he outpointed.
yeah, Andy.
He
Yeah,
Andy, my bad. Andy outpointed Moratala, you know?
most of the fight. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're 100% right, and that's why I said to you about it being diabolical that this guy acts like it was a one sided beatdown, and it wasn't. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's like I said yesterday. I just think the weight's off his shoulders. You don't have to carry that nonsense with him no more. And I don't think it's so much of him not being afraid, like I said, or it's just the door. Like I said, he don't have to open that door now. He don't have to keep answering the questions. Um, that says a lot. But the way you act about it is like, look, you could have went out there, did a little small interview, and be like, look, man, this guy done lost. You know what I mean? I told you he wasn't on my level. You know what I mean? I'm glad it happened before he got to me. You know what I mean? Because it would have been me going backwards. Like, he could have said all that, and everybody would have been understanding. But to do the belt thing, to do the like cheering, to look at the crowd when it was a draw on one of the scorecards, You know what I mean? Going into the locker room and shaking hands with the corners of the guy. Like, bro, it's a lot to be said, man. It's a lot to be said, and it is what it is. What up, Rich?
What's up? What's up? Hear me?
Yeah, you and loud and clear, man.
Okay. Yeah, I watched over the fight. I'm just listening, man. But I think yeah, I was listening to what y'all was saying last night. Listen, then I looked at the fight and y'all made some good points. I feel like Bozy, man, it's something about the way I ain't gonna put it on Bozy, but I think that if you look at Andy, like before all this, he moved around more. You get what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah,
like I, I
yeah.
feel like I feel like he could have controlled the fight a little bit more by moving around more instead of taking like staying in the pocket at sometimes just getting hit. You get what I'm saying? When I watched over the fight and stuff like that, but he
There
did
was a
good,
lot.
man.
There was a lot of punches that Muratalo missed in the pocket. I think Muratalo
Yeah,
sent him at the end
that's
of his
true.
punches.
But
He
but
put him with
but
a lot of body shots, though.
but the guy Tim Cheetah ain't see that.
Of course not. Of course not. Because
Thus
he
the
probably
name
right,
Cheatham.
right. And and the crazy thing about
That
that, right?
nigga he
He
thought
was probably on the backside of a lot of those exchanges and not even really caught the action. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Where they were in or out connections. He probably
Yes.
just seen a lot of the or maybe he just liked the fact that what's the name was all pressure. You know what I mean? Kept moving Andy back. It could have been either or. So
Do y'all
Hey,
think
hey, hey,
do y'all think he took the fight too early? He should have did a 112 round fight with just a
nah,
with,
he
with,
looked
with, with
good, bro. Like
he only had 6 fights. I think I know. I see what you're saying, but
you
look,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like
I
at
just
least
wanted
get
to
like
say,
a 12 round in, like 2 or 3 12 rounds in, and then take that fight
well, they wouldn't have gave him a
and get and
12
get more
rounder.
get more like because what I heard yesterday from what y'all was saying, then what I was looking at. It is. He got like an amateur. You know what I'm saying? Like went back to those ways. You think he should have got more accustomed to pro? You know what I'm saying?
It's still. I think he's fine. I'm going to tell you why. He surprised me. I thought him going into a 12 round fight would be ridiculous for him because he hasn't been past what I think he's been past 10 rounds, like up to 10 rounds or something like that. He went the distance once.
hey,
Since he's been at 10 rounds. Go ahead. What's up?
hey, look, I wanted to say this, man, because I keep hearing people saying about asking about Bowsy, training him or whatnot, and how Bowsy so-called changing the way he fights, man. I didn't see a lot of change. I saw Andy still moving around and everything, and I feel like, if he wasn't standing his ground, a look sometimes I just feel like Moratala would have cut the ring off him on him and made him fight, because
Yep.
that's what he was doing anyway. Moratala was cutting off the ring on him. Andy was trying to move around like that, but he couldn't. I think he couldn't really move too much, because Mortala was cutting the ring off, constant pressure,
Mm,
and I feel like he still would have lost, because
right.
I think that's what impressed the judges, to give it, to let it swing in Mortala's favor, because he was the constant aggressor, applying pressure and stuff. Andy was holding when he got in close sometimes, so you could tell that more Tyler punches, had something on it, and Andy ain't like it.
How
And
y'all?
so
A lot
How
of those
y'all?
big punches he caught on his elbow. I think he caught him with a couple body shots and one hook. I think he caught him with one hook and he shook that off. But
he was grabbing though. I heard somebody
mean,
talk about they saw last night somebody was saying, I think it was Blaze was saying that he saw them get hurt, and so I ain't really see nobody get hurt. I ain't see nobody get hurt. I ain't
no,
see nothing
they both had they
substantial
both
like that.
one time I told you it was a one hook shot, one left hook. Andy took it. He kind of wobbled a little bit. He backed up, and when he backed up, he kind of like shook it off and got right back to business. Collected himself very quickly. And then Ray Mortala got caught with a 3-piece, and when he hit him with that 3-piece, he kind of stopped Ray Mortala in his tracks and backed him up. And when he
Hey,
backed him up, Ray
hey,
Mortala looked like he regathered himself and started going back to business. Now, what I was trying to touch in on is that we should actually pay attention to. Speaking of Bozy, like this is not a good look, man. You just went from a champion that just lost to moving up in weight, lost to another champion, right? and he didn't even make weight, and they tried to even give him a benefit of the doubt by making it an interim title fight in Fulton. And now you got another guy that came up for his opportunity, and they're all fighting the same. They're fighting outside their elements. And don't get me wrong, Andy Cruz looked good, but it's just not his style to me. I think if anything, um, we gotta figure out, or we gotta go into the fighter style, what fits the fighters as opposed to what you want them to fit. It's almost like Roy Jones training people. Everybody wants Roy Jones to train these fighters to fight off these jump hooks and you know what I mean, in this defensive style and countering, as opposed to just being a leader, you know what I mean, leading with the jab, you know what I mean, countering.
I feel like he boxed beautifully
He
though.
did.
I
No,
don't think that
I didn't say he
I don't
didn't.
think that Bozy training them had much
I
to
didn't
do
say
with
that.
it. You know, this is the best that this one of the best that I saw Andy Cruz. You know,
Yes, it is. I
I think
agree.
he
but this one,
improved actually. I just think he don't got enough pop. I think he don't got no power.
I don't think that's
but
the
this
And that's
one,
case,
not
man.
something that's Bozy, you know what I'm saying? I think
I
that's
don't think
something that you
I'm just matching.
hey,
I'm just matching situations, right? But
hey,
what I'm telling you is that I telling you the dude does have some. He had some pop. It was those angle shots were like slaps. I think Blaze and I both said they're like slaps when he's doing these angles, like these outside shifty shots. He's trying to like just score. He's not trying to punch. He's not landing in solidly. He's just trying to outpoint, and that didn't benefit him, obviously, right? Not to mention the same judges or the same ones, and we talked about this last night, right? Same judges called the same similar score for Teofimo versus Jermaine Ortiz. The same judges called a similar score in that fight. The same two judges,
but look,
and
you said he sounded like he was like trying to outpoint and whatnot, but we know
he
Bozy
was.
that Bozy ain't, so we definitely can't put that on Bozy. Bozy ain't teaching him to fight like that.
I mean,
If that's what you're saying.
I seen a lot of boots
but
angles and stuff. But go ahead.
this why I just want to say this one thing, right? I seen Eddie Hearn after the fight. I don't know where Eddie Hearn started getting all this like big nuts to start talking to niggas like this, but he was saying that he was saying that Andy, he said he thinking about moving him down to 130. I'm like, who is you to
Yeah,
tell him?
he's a little big for small for the weight. I already thought that a long time
But
ago.
but who is he to like be talking like that? He I respect him for doing it, but he went on Khalil Cole. He
Oh
went on him, man. He said, man, he unprofessional. He did stand in third. I was like, damn, and that was his fighter.
yeah,
He
well,
was basically
Hey y'all,
saying
hold,
I don't agree with the decision and all.
yeah, man, that's
hey
crazy.
y'all, let me acknowledge some of the people that came in the building real quick, and then I
So what's up,
No,
let
you
y'all
Blaze?
got
cook on it and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all smash the like button on y'all way in, man. If y'all ain't smashed the like button already, please smash the like button. I appreciate it. Mr. Big Play Bray, you know what I'm saying? The building was good, bro. He said Keyshawn better win this Saturday. I agree, man. Bruce Gas in the building. Salute OG. We got QT1622 in the building. We got Nicholas Foch in the building. What's good, bro? MuckTube University Music is in the building. Let me see. Is that everybody? We got Bubs Boxing in the building. Blaze is up here with us. Egg Leon is in the building. Salute to you, bro.
Look at Buzz Boxing. I mean, not Buzz Boxing. Hey, man, frequently you wrong, man. I seen a video of Tank saying his favorite color, man. Damn, now I feel like a casual, man. I know his favorite color now, man.
Oh
I was,
man, come on, man.
I was
We all know his favorite color by
nah,
now, man.
nah,
Jonathan
nah,
Simon in the building. We
nah,
got
nah.
We Game All Night in the building.
Vic
J
said,
Beam
oh shit.
1017 in the building.
Nah,
Yo, go ahead, bro.
what up, Clay?
Vic said green,
What's
and
good, family?
it was these little girls did a little thing with him, man. He told him purple, man. Vic wrong like a motherfucker, man. He gonna be
No,
mad
it's
as shit.
green, bro. We know it's green, bro. But I don't want to talk about Tank
I
right
know, I
now,
know,
bro.
I
We
know, I
ain't
know.
even gonna get on Tank. Yo, I think Blaze came up first, right? And then Clay. Blaze, what you got, bro?
I think Clay came up first.
Oh, Clay came up.
Big Clay just beat me.
What's up,
Yep.
Clay? Salaam alaikum, Aki.
Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah, barakatuh, fam. What's good with your family?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm trying to dig myself out this snow and stuff, man.
Hey man, we outside, man. We in it right now. We in the pudding now. We in the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how this one turn out. It's supposed to be running off for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I've been going out like every hour and a half, man, to get the snow cleared off, man. It's still coming down crazy.
You trying to alleviate the stress of moving 2 feet of snow in the morning?
Hey, man, me and wifey, we up to all different types of tactics, man. We done bought some like plastic and laid that down. Yeah, some tarp and laid that down over the steps and the walkway, and she done put it over her car and all of that. We really trying to get ahead of this, man.
Put the plastic on the car, man. I never thought about that, man. That'd have been a good move.
Oh yeah, it's working. It's working good, man. And I got the leaf blower, blowing the snow off of the plastic and all of that every hour and a half. So everything been going good, all right, so far.
It's the Midwesterners are gonna have a problem because they got them damn all summer tires, bro. They're gonna be driving in the snow. They ain't gonna be able to drive, bro. They don't know what to do right now. They ain't even got heaters in their house. Go ahead, my bad.
What you got on this Keyshawn Davis thing? I mean not Keyshawn. Well we talking about Keyshawn, but him acting a fool about about Andy losing and everything, but we got into talking about the fight last night or whatnot. I guess you could cook on whichever one you want first.
I mean, listen, man. Keyshawn, listen, I'm a reasonable person, right? And what I mean by that is, look, man, Keyshawn's been getting hammered over this fight that he's had with Andy Cruz in the amateurs and in the multiple fights that he lost with Andy Cruz, and the pressure has to be there. And from Keyshawn's standpoint of view, if I was, if I had vested interest in Keyshawn Davis's future, if I was his management, I would definitely push back at the idea of him fighting Andy, because at the end of the day, champ, I did a lot of work to get you where I have you. I've got you in position to become a champion with the WBO. And I got you in position right now, even after you blew weight on scale. I put you at 140 pounds. I put you at number 1 on WBO rankings, right underneath Teofimo Lopez, the lineal champion of that division. I've got you in the conversation of fighting Devin Haney at 147. I've got you in so many great lucrative conversations. Andy Cruz, listen, the onus is on him. The responsibility is on his shoulders to do the work he needs to do in order to put himself in a position to get in the ring with with Keyshawn Davis. The fight is a great fight, and I understand the storyline. Everybody can hang their hat on it, but these fighters work too hard to get to this point in their careers to be jeopardizing big money and big opportunities to prove something to a bunch of fans who, let's be honest, this boxing space is not a credible space anymore. Nobody's listening to these fans. They're trying to create new ones. Shout out to Zuffa, who's trying to create and develop a whole new fan base that's a little bit more dialed into the culture and who can help make boxing bigger again. So I understand where Keyshawn's coming from. Now, as far as all that bolstering on the sideline, celebrating like you won the fight, like or your maybe even your teammate won the fight. Hey man, Keyshawn is young. We've seen Keyshawn do a lot of things on an emotional level, very impulsive. He tells the world that he has mental health issues. He's not the most he's not making the best decisions in the world as of late. And this one might be one that we can add to the list of bad decisions he's making. But I get and understand where it's coming from, because the whole team was celebrating, because at the end of the day, you keep calling my name. There's an argument there to say that you've been building your whole entire professional career right now on the back of my name off of a fight we had in the amateurs. And then you get into this big show and you're not able to deliver. You know what I'm saying? You lost. So ha, nanny, poo. Now what? You know what I mean? Belt to ass, on to the next one. Stop bringing this guy's name up. Stop bringing my name up with this guy. He hasn't done the work. He's been fast-tracked. You guys tried your best to put him in a position so he can say he has something, and you fucked up. Maybe he got into that ring maybe 1 or 2 fights too soon. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he should have came in around 8, 9 fights in hindsight. So it is what it is.
Yeah, shout out to Buzz Boxer for always bringing up Andy Cruz and Keyshawn Johnson, Davis in the same conversation. Nah, it's over.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I agree with what Clay's saying, right? Because yesterday I was thinking, I was like, damn, this nigga acting like a bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? But I had to think about it like this nigga, if you beat the nigga 4 times in the amateur and all this type of stuff, and then you call him your son and all that, and you believe that you could beat him, like, why you keep bringing up the nigga name? Why you kept, like he kept bringing up Keyshawn, so Keyshawn got the right to respond how he want to respond. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
he just
I,
he just he just did it. He just did it in a way that's gonna get not only Andy Cruz mad, but you got a lot of niggas that
well,
already don't like Keyshawn. He just got
right.
all them mad too. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean,
he got a right to respond the way he want to respond. Like what like if anything, like it seemed like that you trying to pick on Keyshawn. If you already know you beat the nigga 4 times, so
yeah,
what you bringing him up in the pros for? Don't you already feel like you could beat him? You already, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I got you. But I do agree with both of you, right? I think I even on record, even yesterday, both channels, I said, you know what I mean, this seems like it's a weight off his shoulders, right? So he don't have to deal with this nonsense no more. No, seriously, because he ain't got to deal with the
you
media.
make it sound like
No,
make
because
it
listen,
sound
the media.
selfish.
Listen. No. Listen, bro. The media. You got to remember, it's not so much of us really pushing it. The fans don't even follow what the media puts out there, and the media put this out there. They tried to build this fight up from the Olympics with Keyshawn Davis. You know what I mean, just like they tried to build the fight up with Keyshawn and Frank
But,
Martin, right?
but
So
Andy did too, right? Like, let's be honest.
no,
I
no,
mean, a
no. Andy,
father that's
yeah,
my
Andy. No, I
son,
know Andy
not the
did.
media.
Andy good. He fell. I'm saying he fell for the stick, right? So he
Mhm.
paused, but he went out there and did that. He went out there and made that his point to elaborate and build his career off of Keyshawn Davis. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Keyshawn responding, but I am a little like you've been in the media too much on neck. Like I want to say like carrying yourself the wrong way a lot lately, right? And the first thing you do is you act a fool. It's not like you just say, "All right, congratulations, yo, you got him." Like I mean, like I said, oh, now he can leave me alone. Like just do a nice little brief interview. But the spanking of the belt, I mean, it's his celebration. I'm not mad at him. It's his celebration. But I'm just saying, I would have handled it differently. If that was me. But you go ahead. My bad, please.
Blaze, what you got, bro?
Oh man, listen, man. One thing about it, man, if we talking just going with Keyshawn's juvenile. We know that's
Facts.
he's on target. If you was surprised that he did what he did, you tripping. He's animated. It was right on Brandon with what he's on. As I tell you all the time, my main thing with Keyshawn is I just hope he got good people around him so he can have his little fun like this, and then he's just staying focused to get the job done coming in Saturday because I'm rooting for him Saturday. I really think he can stop Jermaine. Now the Andy Cruz and the Muratala fight, man. Listen, I watched that fight, man. I watched that fight live on YouTube with and commentated with Rude Exposure. Round for round. And I told him no going into the fight after the Khalil Cole and Jalil and Jesse Hart fight that hey man, the fix would be in. Andy's gonna be going up against the judges in this fight. And like I said, I gotta go back and look at it but because I thought Andy won the fight, but I was also taking into consideration, like I said, the judging him. But the thing is it was a close fight. But the thing on how Andy fights, that amateur style where he's punching and not putting all his power in the punches and just landing, he didn't get credit for that. He didn't get credit for it in this fight. And that's the majority of the style of how he fought. And Bozy told him in the mid rounds he was down. And Bozy pressured him into sitting on his punches at times. But he got back to just revert to his old ways with the footwork, switching stances. He made Muratalo miss 100 more punches 100 plus or yeah, it was. I looked at the CompuBox numbers. It was like 176, 175 Cruz, but Muratala threw 100 more punches than Andy. Because if you look at that fight, Andy made Muratala miss a lot. Andy was countering, but again, it wasn't significant strikes. So, it's unfortunate that his style coming in right now had lost a fight because I believe Andy Cruz would have been very capable of winning that fight if he understood how them judges was going to call this fight. So it's a strategic error. It's a style error on his part. But like I said, at the end of the day, when it come my thing coming into this fight before that, I was like, Andy Cruz only got 6 fights. He ain't done nothing to really warrant, getting the Keyshawn fight. If he got the title, then it might have been something, but then Keyshawn's up at 140 now, anyways. You know, Keyshawn though told him that if he knocked him out, he'd fight him. Keyshawn went to the fight and was sitting ringside, so it ain't like he's running from Andy Cruz and it's,
Yeah,
and trying to dodge a smoke, but the business is the business. Andy Cruz didn't handle his business, and so it don't even matter no more. And so how like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, Keyshawn is Keyshawn. If you guys are surprised about these antics, these juvenile antics that he pulls, or how he behaves, and how he's just animated and how he's goofy, then you just ain't just seeing Keyshawn for what he is. But again, despite all of that, all of his antics, all of his juvenilism, when I watch his tape, it seems like that's where his piece is at inside that ring, man. He's very, very sharp in that ring. And I hope, as a fan, and, if he handles business, people can look back and be like, despite, him not fighting high level competition, which, you can arguably say he's only 13 fights in and be going into his 14th fight. I don't, or 15th fight, then you can say, hey, he's going to continue to improve, and he might be pound for pound when it's all said and done. And I'll land my plane right there.
Hey,
Hey
hey,
yo,
hey,
hey yo, shout out to the aircraft carrier. He said y'all support that feminine behavior. And yo, well, what Bradley said right here, Bradley said Keyshawn was happy he didn't have to fight Cruz now. Yo, that's why I was saying that I don't think that it looked good, for Keyshawn to do what he did, because it makes it look like he happy that he don't want to fight Cruz. I mean, that might be true in different ways. Like I was saying that, Keyshawn might be just happy that he didn't have to change directions, change his plans, because he kind of put his foot in his mouth. I feel like when he said that he'll fight Andy Cruz if Andy Cruz looked good, when that would be going backwards. He already had plans to move up to 147 and fight Lewis Crocker or whatnot, and then match up with Devin Haney for a title shot and all of that stuff. I mean, for a title unification, and just to say what he said about Andy, if he win, that he'll fight him, that kind of it looked like he put his foot in his mouth, and then he really didn't want to have to change his plans and go backwards,
right.
because he literally going backwards, because Andy Cruz is at 135, so he would have to go back. He's at 140 already. He went up from 135 because he missed weight or whatever. He was already planning to move up to 140, and now he's talking about moving up again. So to go all the way back to 135, I think that it would have probably been better received or looked better if he, had he, put some text out there, something like, he been talking all of this stuff, and now you can't even get past this guy to make it to the fight, that I said I'll give you or whatnot if you look good, and something like that. But just to dance around and do all these antics and stuff without actually saying anything, no context, it just looks bad. That's what I was saying
Yeah,
though.
hey,
agreed.
hey, hey, I want to say this real quick, man, before y'all talk, man. Hey, can you recommend not a judge not being on your card?
You could petition it, but again, like I said, these judges are already in place for next week. Two of the judges on this card is already in place. Same ref. Um, and
Man,
and as I mentioned earlier, me and Blaze checked it out. The same two judges that called the fight for Maratala called the fight for Tio versus Jermaine, and we seen how that fight looked. So maybe they just don't like the backing up so much, boxing off the back foot, and they like the aggression more. You know what I mean? That's something we have to consider when it comes to these fights and these judges in the ring.
Rich, man, Shakur got a whoop, man. He got a whoop to, or he go get on every tag. You better stop playing. I think he know though. I think Shakur gonna show some aggression. I mean, I've seen enough in Shakur's last three fights to know he has the offense to clearly and decisively show that he's offensively superior against People ain't paying attention. He punched on Murtala. He punched on Patty. They claim electrician. 5 days notice, okay, and then he out power punched the power puncher in Zapata with 3 and 4 punch combinations. Teal drops his lead hand. And I don't think, with that, and I don't think the distance or the jab fight he's gonna win against Shakur. And I believe Shakur is gonna get him down, and I believe Teal's gonna know, and the pressure's gonna force him to force the issue, and he's gonna be walking into some punches. That's how I see Shakur, decisively, punching on TL, not stopping him. He might be able to drop him, but decisively winning that fight.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
laying my
hey,
plane right there.
before we move past it, y'all, I just wanted to ask all of y'all, do y'all think that, you know, Keyshawn is able to just move past it now? This whole Andy Cruz, him being linked with Andy Cruz from Andy Cruz, trolling them and all of that stuff. Like, do y'all feel like
Yeah.
he just shouldn't even fight him now? Like, he not even
I
on
I
his
mean,
level,
mean,
whatnot,
Andy
to
lost, so
surpass him?
he's not. Andy needed like Keyshawn was smart because Keyshawn didn't say he'd fight him next if he win. Keyshawn said he'd fight him next if he knocked Mortala out. He knew that wasn't going to happen, so that's
he
why he
didn't
said
say.
that.
He said he would
But the
consider the fight.
Okay, but what is well, yeah, even consider the fight. But he said if he knock him out, the issue with Andy is Andy 6 fights in. Andy, as you can see, he lost a very close fight that he could have very well won just due to strategy and his fighting style. And hopefully they make the adjustments moving forward. But it's like Keyshawn got way too many other opportunities and higher level competition for him to match up
Agreed.
against. Andy was having to get in line. Andy had the opportunity to skip the line by winning the title at 135 and really showing, hey, I'm a champion, 6 fights in, I'm that good, I'm that guy, and hey, I want to reunite with my son. That's a good narrative. That's a narrative that Keyshawn wouldn't be able to ignore, as far as moving forward. But now that he's lost, it's like, yeah, man, listen, with the climate of boxing right now, Andy Cruz is in obscurity until they figure it out. They need to get him back in the ring fast if they really trying to build him up fast. But other than that, he's out the mix.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be talking about Keyshawn Davis versus Andy Cruz.
Right.
What you think, Clay? I already think I know Clay answer, but go ahead, Clay.
Listen, man. Listen, man. These fighters, bro, they work hard to do what they're doing, man. Look, everybody has their reason, their motivation. They got what they came to accomplish, bro. Once we as fans, once me as a fan, I know what you're looking for. I don't put more than that on your shoulders. That's why I would like, even with Tank Davis, it was like once he said he didn't want to make the fight, so I didn't care no more. I just wanted him to give up the belt. But I didn't care no more about him making the fight. So I don't have time for that. So as far as Keyshawn Davis is concerned, and Andy Cruz is concerned, I don't think Keyshawn is scared of Andy Cruz. I don't think Keyshawn is worried about Andy Cruz. I think Keyshawn's whole thing is, bro, make it part of my plan. Get in place, get in the way, do what you're supposed to do. Don't ask me to derail my trajectory and what I'm working on to give you a fight. Fuck out of here, bro. I'm not doing it for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Period. Like, this is not, I don't care. You want to say I'm scared? Fine, but you just lost against Ray Muratalo. So I'm going to do a whole troll thing outside with my belts, and I'm going to make fun of you right back. You called me your grandson, right? You said I'm your son, right? Well, now I'm putting belt, now you got belt put the ass on you. I think what Keyshawn did last night, I wouldn't have done it. I think that at the end of the day, it was immature. But like my guy Blaze said, that's Keyshawn. We know who Keyshawn is. So we're not going to play this game and get all caught up in that and make that more than it needs to be. That was Keyshawn's moment to do what Keyshawn wants to do. That was not for us. So we can sit here and try to criticize him for it, but he don't give a fuck. And the reason he don't give a fuck because they don't got nothing to do with nothing, because next week, if I put on the clinic that I plan on putting on against Jermaine Ortiz, then it's on to the next one. And I think there's nothing wrong with it, but you are kind of putting yourself in a position where you got to back that talk up. You put more pressure on yourself, more attention on yourself. You outside another man's fight, celebrating their loss. You got to fight the following week. You better deliver. I'm
I
telling
agree.
you, because it's gonna go the other way on you if you don't.
That's a great and that's a great point, Clay. And that's why I'm hoping, like I said, he got good people around him and he's focused from the tape that he's showing, like he's in camp and training, and then from his lack of like tweeting and social media posts. You see, they try to get him with a gotcha moment with Bernie. Even when he posted that wasn't disrespectful. That was more him being hurt that they was talking about information inside the camp. He didn't like that. You feel me?
Right.
Keyshawn looks like he's on point coming into this fight. He looked like he's on point. However, this right here could be exhibit A for how it could be a distraction. You're over here. What was that fight at again? Play? Was it? It was in Vegas, right? In the Fountain Blue, right?
It
Right.
was in Fine Blue in Vegas,
Fighting
yeah.
in New York
So
next week.
a week before his fight, he's in Vegas. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Ringside with somebody who he feels some type of way about, trolling him, and he's got a very good opponent going into the Madison Square Garden under those big bright lights. That's a critique that I can say, like, hey, is he totally focused for this moment right now for Jermaine Ortiz? You see what I'm saying? Because
Facts.
that's the over in Vegas. He's with his friends. They out bat the ass. Where's his schedule look like? Because look, it's Sunday. So when they gonna get? So obviously, I mean, I don't know if you got to deal with time differences and where they at and all of that. You know, getting to New York and then going into fight week and then doing all the pressers and then however they training then went down, whatever type of knick-knack injuries that they dealing with. You feel me? As far as they focused on locking in for this particular fight, that's the critique I would have to give to this because the question, the hypothetical scenario is, what if Andy won that fight? Would his silly ass jump in the ring? Then we would have been like Keyshawn really crazy. He over here jumping in the ring, facing off, and he got a fight next week. That could have very well
Yeah.
happened.
And his face would have been all frowned upside. He would have all had a frown on his face and disappointed, and it would have hurt him even more. I agree. I don't think Keyshawn should have even been at the fight. I think Keyshawn should have been somewhere that made sense towards the fight he has next week. He shouldn't even been ringside. It just showed too much interest for somebody you're supposedly not interested in.
I agree 1,000% with both of y'all. That's just crazy, right?
Because think
reason.
about it. He's on the late night on Vegas.
Right.
He wakes up in Vegas on Sunday, 6 days before his fight. You see what I'm saying?
Agent Smith coming out the Matrix, bro. Yeah, no, 100%, man. And look, at the end of the day, this is not the end all to be all to this fight either. You know what I mean? Like Andy just has to bounce back, and it wasn't a terrible loss. Like I said, I had it as a draw. I had Andy winning on points, but it was just too close. When you get the last 3 rounds were just so close. I think the 10th round, Andy was a split round because Andy was dominating that round, but it looked like Raymond stole the last maybe minute of that round. And when you still around, you know what I mean, you got to give it to the person that's the champ, right? And then he carried that into the next 2 rounds. Even though he wasn't even making connections in the 11th, per se, he was still throwing a lot more punches. He was being very aggressive. Where he went to the corner, Robert Garcia is like, yo, you got to stop, being so reckless out there. You know what I mean? Telling him like, yo, you got to slow down because you're going to get caught. Which Andy had the opportunity to put him out. If he, like you said, if he sat on his punches and the way he was connected with Ray Mortala and he was throwing them wild shots, he should have sat him down, but he didn't. And that was a big difference in that fight. Him allowing this guy to just put on that pressure in the last 3 rounds and him just backing up and just having moments that didn't help him. And back to Keyshawn. Keyshawn's situation is just move forward, bro. I think this is, like I said, this is his opportunity to move forward, get away from all the conversations that the media is going to keep possibly bringing up about Andy Cruz, his Olympic career. It seems like he already has done that, but it just keeps getting thrown at him. And then every time he turns around, Andy Cruz is posting something about him. And you know what I mean? It's like I said, it's like a monkey on his back. He finally got it off. Yes, he's excited for that. The celebration, a little weird. Yeah, he could have talked about it, but he celebrated the way he wanted to. Like I said, I'm not mad at that. I think it's a little it's not shocking to say the least, but I think it's a little nerve-wracking to say the least because, we know that's how he is and we knew something was coming. He shouldn't have been there. All those things you said. At the end of the day, man, we got to just give our respect to the fighters. And hopefully he's on par next week when he fights Jermaine Ortiz. And I see that as something. There's a lot of opportunities for Slivo. You talk about distractions, changing to the team, his old team talking about him responding to the other team, him doing this with the Andy Cruz situation, and talking about Devin Haney a lot and getting into the Richard Hitcherson's conversation. Bro, there's a lot going on before this fight happens. And this fight was short-termed, believe it or not. Yes, it was probably going into the fight was on record, but remember, they were trying to get the Hitchens fight before Jermaine Ortiz. He took that fight, and it became the co-main. So it wasn't like he knew this fight was happening 3 months out. He found out that this fight was happening literally about a month and a week or so. 6 weeks out. So we'll see how it goes down, man. Like I said, I can only pray and hope for the best for all these fighters in the ring, man, at the end of the day.
Yeah. Rich, you had something to cook on that?
No, y'all said everything for real, but I just feel like Keyshawn just need to keep his head focused, man. You know what I'm saying? New York coming. I don't want to see him get knocked out in the ring by Jermaine Ortiz, man. I've been doing all that talking. The niggas gonna have a field day with that.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have a field day.
Andy gonna pull out 2 belts.
And I feel like that with the Andy Cruz thing though, I stand on what I said. Like when I was looking at it yesterday, I was like, damn. But I feel like it's a lot of people that lost to people in the amateurs and all that shit. But the way Andy Cruz was going about it, just like someone up here, I think Clay said or something, like this man built his whole career on Keyshawn name.
Mm-hmm.
Like he built his like a lot of people wouldn't be it's a lot of people wouldn't be talking about no Andy Cruz, even though he Olympian and all that stuff. But the way they talking about him, if he wasn't disrespecting his name was attached to Keyshawn. So I feel like yeah, Keyshawn was wrong for what he. I ain't gonna say he was wrong, but yeah, Keyshawn handled it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Because we all want what we would want for ourselves, and what we want for ourselves, we were like, man, I gotta get this nigga back for keep calling me son. He talking about I'm his poppy and all this shit. Like that's disrespect. That's what we would want. You know what I'm saying? And we expecting that's what Keyshawn want, but obviously he
Yeah.
want different, man. So
Um.
I
I
see
can't.
Keyshawn stopping them if
It's
they
the
ever fought.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
The
but the
Blaze.
thing is it's the money though. The money though. Because that fight's not in the money right now. Keyshawn's right in position to where he's about to break out. And so when we talking about an Andy Cruz ain't a name to be putting up for it to be a big fight.
Hey, I feel like
Respectfully.
they've been moving him too fast, man. He only got 6 fights, man. And I don't know. It just seemed to me like he just don't got enough experience, man. And they moving him too fast. I think he need more development, man. And him he haven't been with Bozy for that long, so I don't think he should change trainers or nothing like that this quick. I think he should still stay with Bozy,
Yeah.
but I
He's
think
gonna
they
get
need to
better.
move him a little bit slower though, man.
He's only gonna
He
get
got a
better.
title shot
But
already. What y'all think
listen,
next? What y'all think is next? Should be next for him?
real quick before we go to that, I just wanted to say something to Blaze. Blaze. Edwin De Los Santos fight. Steve Westfield and Don Cheatham was also the judges in that fight, as well as Harvey Dock being the ref. So that may not play into the hands that we thought so much with Shakur and Tio, but we do know that that fight was that. Well, I don't know what that was, but that, that was
Yeah,
just
but the thing with that one is De Los Santos had CompuBox lows and punches
yeah,
landed. You see what I'm saying? He had
yeah,
CompuBox lows in that fight along with Shakur. So there wasn't nothing there for them to rob Shakur for with De Los
mm,
Santos. He couldn't hit him.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
So
like if it's a close fight though, you see how when these fights is close and there's action and there's engagement, hey man, you fuck around and get robbed. And like I
yeah,
said, I be saying I'm not gonna be running around, yelling Andy Cruz is Rob like that. I think he won. I honestly do think he won. I'm gonna go back and look because I know Muratalla got the 12th. He might have got the 11th. I gotta go back and look. I didn't have it even I didn't have it even after the 10th round. No, I had Andy Cruz up, but at the same time, it was in the context of coming off the heels of Khalil Cole and them guys fighting, and then coming into this fight, and then it's top rank gasping for their life and you know what I'm saying? And then you like the same judges with Till when it come to look back. It's like when a championship bout, you can't leave it to them judges on the scorecards in the championship bout anyways. You have to decisively separate yourself. And what I
mm,
can say is that Andy Cruz's style, I believe he was outlanding them. He was clearly making a miss, but a lot of them shots was amateur landing. He wasn't putting power on it. He wasn't sitting on his punches. And if you go back and watch the fight, he's outlanding them and he's doing that. Bozy telling me he's down, I think like the seventh, eighth round or something like that. And then he starts sitting on a couple sets, but then he stays fighting the style that he fought. And if you look at that fight, man, I swear, man, he switched so many times. I can't even count how many times when he's in position and he's switching stance from orthodox to southpaw. But the problem with him switching stances is he's very savvy and it works for him defensively to make Muratara lift. But when Andy goes into the southpaw position, he has no jab. He literally won't even throw it. And so that he got a lot of things he can work on, a tape they can look at. If he's listening to Bozy, I think the language barrier is an issue too, because Bozy has to say something to his translator, and then the translator got to say something to Andy. I don't know if
That's
that
that's
might be
true.
affecting. You know what I'm saying? Their training and how they work together in their
Hey,
chemistry, right?
hey, this,
Because
hey,
you got some stuff can get lost in translation, but he's gonna have to learn how he's gonna realize he's gonna have to punch. He's gonna have to punch because he puts himself in position to punch, but he doesn't like to sit on his shots, and he's gonna have to figure that out.
hey,
I
this
let
is
my
what I
plane
want
right
to say
there.
to the. This is what I want to say to the aircraft carrier in the comments. 'Cause he keeps saying they moving him too fast. I guess he's saying that people up here wrong for saying some shit like that. I just feel like that a nigga that's supposed to be the type of boxer that he is, any type of elite boxer that's like a Andy Cruz at this, you know what I'm saying, at this day and age and all that stuff, a person like Murray Tyler can't beat him. That style that Murray Tyler have can't beat no elite boxer. And I feel like that if he fight any, I feel like Murray Tyler fight any elite boxer, I don't feel like he'll come close. It wouldn't even be no close, or you gotta go to the scorecards and shit like that. So a person like Andy Cruz, yeah, I think he was moving too fast. I think if would have had a couple more fights, that fight probably would we probably wouldn't even be talking about this. Oh, it was a 6-6, or you know what I'm saying, that I think Andy Cruz won, or I think Murray Tyler, you know what I'm saying, or it was a draw. We wouldn't even be talking like this. So that's what we saying, that Andy Cruz should
Yeah.
have took more time, nigga.
Well, it's actually funny because I'm actually watching the highlights right now. They're on TikTok, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. Yo, he wasn't even hitting. They got a lot of close up, and he wasn't backing up as much as I thought. I think he got out. He got to the ropes a lot, but he got to those ropes, bro. This dude was not hitting him at all. He was missing in the pocket, bro. It was a dogfight, and he was making more. He was just like hitting him on every counter he had, and
Hey,
combos at that.
hey, to the aircraft carrier, man. I don't think that Andy did bad. I think he had a
Yeah,
great
I don't either.
performance.
I don't either.
I think he was winning. Like I said this before, a couple times. I think he was winning a lot of those exchanges. I think he outpointed Moritala, but I just think that the right person won because Moritala was the champion and he was pressing the
Yeah, he just
action. He
yeah, he
was,
didn't take the
he had
jump.
him on the back foot and all of that. And I think that influenced the judges. The aggressor. It weighs heavy on them. As far as their pointing and scoring and stuff. And who they would want to give the fight to. And that's all I'm saying. I just think that he probably need more time with Bozy because I don't think he did. That's one of the best I saw him perform. I don't think that he did bad at all. And I think that it's probably working, his matchup with Bozy, but I just think he need more time with Bozy. Maybe he can develop, some more power. Maybe Bozy could teach him how to sit down on his punches better or whatever. Because he kept catching more Tyler with that it was like a right over the top. He'd throw a little combination and the last punch would be that right over the top, and it was catching more Tyler. But it just
Yeah,
ain't
that
had no
overhand
steam
right.
on it.
I
Yeah,
think
it
I
just
think
ain't had no steam on it though.
I think if Andy would have had a few more fights with some all right competition or whatever, and went into that fight, he probably would have dominated that fight with more Tyler. I think they moving him too fast. I'm gonna stand on that. I
Well,
think that
listen,
I think he would have dominated that fight, and it would have been close decision or none of that shit.
right.
That's why I
But,
think. I think he would
so
have dominated. I don't
let's
think. I think a person like Andy Cruz, a Murray Tyler style, can never beat a person elite boxer style at all.
right. And let's put this in perspective too, right? Loma lost his second fight professionally, right? They were moving him fast as well. Um, Lost that fight, came back and he was one of the best boxers that we've seen. Andy Cruz is a good fighter, bro. He got it to this point and got a championship fight. He's got ranked. The eyes are on him. He lost a fight that was really close. I mean, there was no dominance. There was no overbearing uh, uh, in this fight where he had to bite down and grind and win or pull out punches in the and later rounds. Bro, he was in a tight fight, bro, and just to say the least, I mean, he's lost a fight and he's early in his career. I mean, I know he's like, well, he's 30, right? That's what I mean. That's the reason why they're moving him so fast because I think his age, but he still has time to to bounce back. Maybe he gets a few more fights under his belt. Now he's been in a championship quality fight. This helps him propel to a better better opportunities and get back into a big fight. You know what I mean? I think Clay was asking last night, and one of the guys he mentioned was Javier Herrera, which I don't think he's even on Andy's level. I think he's an easy pickings, but we have to wait and see and let things happen with time.
Man, he mess around and clip Andy, man. Hey,
Yeah.
y'all smash the like button on the vertical live. Yo, I wanted to we had already cooked on this last night, but Rich had, came in late and he ain't really see the fight or whatever. He said he was going back and see the fights and everything. So he back today. He saw the fight. So I wanted to ask him this, and I wanted to ask Clay too, because Clay wasn't here. What did y'all think? Clay, I want Clay first to answer this. What did you think about the uh the Jesse Hart fight? I felt like it was a robbery. How you saw that fight, man?
I mean, to keep it simple, yeah. I think it was definitely a robbery. I think it was an injustice to Jesse Hart in multiple ways. Obviously, 7.8 pounds over the contracted weight agreement is diabolical. I don't even know, I mean, I'm sure I hear Jesse Hart push for the fight. He begged the commission for the fight because I think normally the commission wouldn't even have sanctioned something like that because it was such an egregious move and disrespect to the sport and to his opponent that Khalil Cole showed out and showed his ass on that damn scale. It was a robbery. But I think the bigger conversation for me is what does Khalil Cole, how do we see Khalil Cole now? What do we think? Being that he lost a fight in a lot of our eyes so I said eyes is a lot of our eyes. He lost a fight again, right? That means in his last two fights he lost. He did redeem it, but he lost his fight. Low punch output. Where do we see Khalil Cole in the big conversation in the light heavyweight division when you're talking about the up and coming stars with the Ben Whitakers and the Ezra was it Ezra Taylor? I hope I'm saying this right. Ezra Taylors and the David Morrells and all the up and coming light heavyweights and the Najee Lopez's and all those guys. Did it change? I mean, did we go into the Khalil Cole conversation thinking that we were optimistic about what his impact was going to be in the division? But if you did go into that conversation thinking he was, did your opinion on him change? Not just on what he did on the scale, as far as obviously his commitment to the sport can be questioned, his discipline and his ability to focus on the prize at head to become a champion, but also just on his skill set. I thought he was very lackluster last night, and I don't know if it was because of the weight cut or whatever have you, but once
Clay,
again,
you saw that as an advantage though, right? Him coming in 8 pounds overweight or whatever it was.
well, it could be looked at either way. An advantage for who? An advantage for Jesse Hart because he might have a fighter in front of him that's out of shape, right? Who's not, who might be a little soft in the midsection, or was it an advantage for Khalil Cole because he was a bigger guy, maybe a stronger guy? I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking more of an advantage for Cole because he didn't have to cut weight and drain himself to get down to the weight.
That too, that could be definitely taken into consideration as well, right? So there's a lot of things going on to it. I mean, but as far as the decision, yeah, just a horrible decision, a big robbery. I don't know what those guys were looking at. I thought Jesse Hart was comfortable. I mean, there was some weird situations with him getting body slammed in the ring. He got Cole did lose a point for that, and of course, the excessive clinching and tying up of Jesse Hart. He got a point taken off of that as well. But overall, outside of Cole of Jesse Hart getting hurt, I think it was a fourth or fifth round. He got hurt. He got caught with a short left hook, real short, right on the back of the ear that kind of threw him off a little bit. Outside of that, I thought he was in control of that fight. You know what I'm saying? I thought that that fight was his, and he should have walked away with a victory.
Did you think that the point that they took from Jesse Hart for excessive holding? Did you think that was warranted?
Yeah, because he got multiple warnings.
No,
I think it was about 4 warnings. I mean, after a while, the referee has to protect his credibility as well. He can't just be the warning referee. After a while, there got to be some consequences when I'm letting you know over and over again that I want you to stop this or control this a little bit more, and you're just doing it disregarding me. I still have to assert my authority in the ring and let it be known that I ain't playing. You know what I mean?
Rich,
Man, when
since you saw it now,
I
what you
looked
think?
at I looked at this bunch of highlights, man. But from what I seen, it looked sloppy, man. That shit looked sloppy, and they both looked like they was tired, motherfuckers. They both look like that nigga Calico, man. That nigga like he young. Why he look like that? Like he 50, man. But
Man, I felt like he just kept his hands in his pockets most of the time. He
yeah,
wasn't letting his hands go.
but yeah, I don't know, man. That shit stupid, man. That shit stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No comment, bro.
Loss of words. Huh?
No comment.
Nah,
Blaze, what you wanted to say, Blaze?
that fight for real, man. That's I don't know what they just shit. I don't know. I think Eddie
I
Hearn
just
done with that nigga Calico. I don't even think he.
I just
I
want to
think he
say
can't do
this.
nothing. I think he can't do nothing with nobody at 175. I think he need to take his ass to Zuffa and get knocked out by Opatai and
And so
something.
I would just say this,
That's right.
Rich just watched highlights, and if you just watch highlights, yeah, it looks sloppy because Jaleel with his limp. I mean,
Yeah, on that one I
Hart,
just watched
Jesse
again.
Hart with his limp.
Really watching.
Jesse Hart with his limp. It looked like they were gas. He was punching, but he outlanded them 92-54. He was jabbing and grabbing. That's why they got caught for the point deduction later on. But he was clearly outlanding Cole the entire fight, and Cole gassed gassed, and then he gassed, and then Hart caught his second win in the eighth round. Going into the ninth and the 10th. And so it's just like, man, that was terrible. That was terrible, a terrible call, man. It was obvious. But neither one of those fighters looked like they would be doing any type of contention at 175. You put any of them in there with Ben Whitaker, I would have Ben Whitaker knocking him out early, my opinion. So it's two lower level fighters that was fighting, and it's just unfortunate for Jesse Hart. And shout out to Greg Hackett, man, because Greg Hackett tried to coach his heart out in that fight to have his boy winning, to get robbed like that. I'm interested to see, what he got to say about, his perspective of the fight. But that was terrible, man. That was a bad robbery. But Rich, you wouldn't know from the highlights because you wouldn't necessarily give credit to neither fighter based
Yeah,
on how they were performing. But go if you're able to sit and watch the fight, then you'll see like clearly, man, Jesse Hart had control, throughout that entire fight. And he was a step ahead of Cole the whole time. Cole was swinging and clearly missing. And then he would, jab and he would smother Khalil Cole so he couldn't get off. They had a good strategy that he worked all the way through the fight. And like I think Clay said, I think Cole might have hit him and hurt him maybe like one time, and he shook it off and recovered. But yeah, that was a bad scoring. And like I said, I took that refereeing into the fight against Andy, and maybe kind of had me biased because I'm watching Andy and I'm watching everything Andy does, particularly his footwork is nice. But what I also recognize is that he was punching off the back foot. He wasn't sitting on his punches. Boratala won the 12th. And then, but for me, the refs make my argument. Even if you have Muratalla winning that fight, it wasn't 118, 110. That was crazy.
Oh
And you
yeah,
know
Cheatham.
what?
We know he like to cause controversy with his
Yeah.
scorecards. I think at this point, man, he just be doing it on purpose, man, because it never fails with him, man.
Yeah.
It
Now I'm
always
letting
be
my plan right
crazy.
there.
Yeah.
No
Shoot.
comment.
Yeah, you said no comment. At one point in the fight, man, it looked like Jesse Hart was so gassed that he could barely stand up. I was having trouble,
Yeah,
trying to figure out, did he get hit with something? Was he hurt or was he just that exhausted? But I think he was just that exhausted. When I looked at it, rewinded it back and everything, I ain't see him get caught with nothing substantial, to get him, you know, walking around like that. He was on shaky legs, like he could barely stand up. And then I really thought he was hurt because he was like at one point Cole, he was like trying to grab Cole, and Cole like moved out the way and he like fell against the ropes. He looked like he just was gonna fall out. But then Blaze said, he did catch a second win, in like the eighth round, somewhere around there, and start, looking like he was the fresher fighter again. But for most of the fight, I just was thinking that Cole was going to start, just teeing off on him because he just it seemed like, he had the advantage with the power and all. It seemed like he was getting caught with some stuff from Jesse Hart, but it really wasn't doing nothing. It ain't had too much steam on it, but he was getting caught. but you know, it really wasn't having no effect. So I thought at that point he was just gonna go get him, but he never did that. It seemed like he just wanted to keep his hands in his pockets, and I don't know what was up with his corner. His corner, you know, should have been telling him, you know, that he should be letting his hands go more, but it just was a weird situation, man. You know, for me.
Frequent. That's
You know,
kind of like the conditioning, right? Just a little bit. It seemed like he was maybe pacing himself. It seemed like he was really trying to reserve his energy for those opportunities that he thought he was going to get to hit Jesse Hart with something significant. He looked like he was being reserved. He just was all around just a disappointment last night. Political just all around was a disappointment. And as far as people saying that it was a messy fight, both of them look bad. I mean, I could resonate with it to a degree because Jesse Hart did look sloppy at times. I did think he didn't look like I didn't see either one of those guys doing anything significant in the division. But I think at the end of the night, though, there was a clear winner and a clear loser in the fight. And that makes those situations robberies, right? Like there was a clear winner. When the fight was all said and done, it was over with, whether you were disappointed with the performance, or you thought it was messy, whether you thought both of them sucked or not, you walked away. I don't think there was a question about who you thought won the fight. And I think the judges' decision didn't line up with most people's perspective on what happened in that ring.
Agreed.
What Tim Cheatham had us shit score on, Ray?
On that fight, I don't think he reffed that fight. Hold on, let me look. I'll tell you right now. I think it was two. I might have been in that fight. Gotta look. Making me research everything. Hold on.
You more boxing 90 said that was vintage Tim Cheatham.
Yeah,
it definitely was, man. He always, you know, it always be some controversy when we hear that he one of the judges.
Yeah, he wasn't a judge. There was David Sutherland, who's also comes into question on a lot of these weird situations. He had a 95, 93. He had and then you had Eric Cheeks. Crazy. Had a 96, 92. That's crazy, bro. Eric Cheeks, bro. That's crazy. But hey, that's his name.
Pause. Had to pause for that one, man. You said it too many times, bro.
Hey, you got to pause him for his name, bro. That's crazy.
Where Blaze at, man? I rewatch y'all show, man. Blaze is mad.
Yeah, Blaze was pissed. He ain't like he got paused, bro. He's like, I'm not doing that when I'm talking boxing, man. Blaze wasn't having that, bro.
Why you keep pausing me while I'm talking? Yeah, that was funny. Yo.
Nah. Oh, man, go.
No, but the panel open though, y'all. What y'all want to talk about, man? Because we talked about all my topics already. I got a little bit more time left. Y'all want to talk about this Zuffa boxing thing, yo?
Because y'all already listen, man. You know the thing with Zuffa that's so funny, because now I'm like the ambassador of Zuffa. Like I'm on the Boxing Voice, and everybody just comes at me now, like, "Yo, what do you think of Zuffa?" Listen, man. I told you guys already. There's a line in the sand, bro, and the line is very clear for me. It's the fighters and it's the promotional companies. Pick your poison. I'm on the fighter side of the conversation. So whatever benefits them, I'm going to hope and pray that works out, because fighters are going to be put in position to have more options, and options is a great piece of leverage to have when you're negotiating at the table with any promotional company. Zuffa is bringing that energy, bro. They're bringing an organization. Dana White has a clear picture of what the issue is, and he's trying to address it, and I appreciate that. This ain't about Dana White. This ain't about Al Heyman. This ain't about Bob Arum. This ain't about Frank Warren. This is about the platform. This is about the fighters, and the fighters have a great opportunity. Shout out to Julian Rodriguez, who made $150,000 in bonus money on top of whatever he got paid, which from my understanding from his mouth was more money than he was being offered to fight Avius Griffin, which he was offered $90,000 to fight Avius Griffin. So that means he probably had a six-figure offer already. He was probably getting paid six figures to fight Kane Sandoval. And then on top of that, because it was a performance-based bonus, he got $150K on that. So I would like people who are in the same position that he's in, as far as not being a champion, not even being in the top 10 in the division, to show me their pay stubs. Okay. The promotion the promotional company is moving in a whole different direction. All those commercials that you saw running during the Paramount rollout, all that's money. That's advertising money. That's the ability to pay these fighters. Now, rumors are circulating in the space that Bam Rodriguez might be entertaining making a move over there. You see Jai Opetaia is already over there. Alexander Usyk is in conversations with Zuffa right now. I'm hearing Andy Ruiz rumors versus Alexander Usyk. That means Andy Ruiz might be getting signed over there. We saw, and we got a lot of other names that are going to be rolling out as time goes by. I'm hearing even rumors. Once again, I don't want people saying that I'm telling you guys this is going to happen. But there's rumors circulating about Errol Spence potentially going over there, or Carmel Moulton going over there.
I want to ask you a question though, man. How the money
Is this real, Clay?
That's a rumor too, with David Benavidez fighting potentially a Jai Opetaia. Or bottom line is, listen, here's how
the money work that's over there though.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, I want to say this as a fan, we shouldn't be so concerned with the money.
No, I'm not concerned. I'm concerned.
No, I know you're not. Wait, I'm about to answer your
question. I want to know if that's gonna make someone go over there, like if that's gonna make a certain fighter go over there. Like
well, here it is, right?
Certain fighters.
Here it is, right? Here's the important thing. If David Benavidez is entertaining the conversation, if Bam Rodriguez is entertaining the conversation, if Errol Spence is entertaining the conversation, if any of these fighters are entertaining conversations, I think what's understood doesn't need to be said, right? Because we know what they're looking for. We know what's incentivizing them to go over there. So we might not know the pay structure, but whatever it is, if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
It's different from what they're used to getting because they ain't just going.
It's good enough for them at a minimum, and you got a promoter in Dana White who's very fan motivated. He's fan driven. He's about giving us competitive fights. That's how he feels. He believes in that being the key to his business being successful. It's not about him being the nice guy or sent from heaven or the nicest person or the most honorable person in the world. No, it's about our goals and our aspirations are aligned with his goals and aspirations. Conveniently enough, that gives us great fights because he believes in the power of fans being satiated with great fights. And he might be right. We'll see, right? Now, there's some pieces here with the Zuffa situation that are yet to be told, which is how is Dana White bringing in all these fighters? How is he going to deal with the fact that some of these fighters, like a Jai Opetaia, for example, who wants to be a unified champion, he still has aspirations of collecting those sanctioning body belts. How's he going to deal with a Bam Rodriguez who's coming over decorated and unified and a ring champion? How's he going to deal with these fighters' personal goals? If you leave it to Dana White to speak on it, anything is open to a conversation. Everything is on the table. He's still trying to figure it out as well. But that's what makes it great about Dana White, is that when it comes to the business, he has no ego except for the win. So he's not going to stand on something that isn't working. He may have started off saying he's not going to acknowledge the sanctioning bodies. He may have started off saying it's all about Zuffa belts. But trust me, if that man sees the light and sees the profit and sees the reality that he can make it bigger by opening up the conversation, that's exactly what he's going to do, because he has investors looking at him. He has Turkey. He's got people who look at him every week. He goes into a meeting that go, let's go over the numbers. Let's go over what happened this weekend. Let's celebrate what was wrong, and the shit that was wrong, what are you going to do about it, Dana? And he has to have an answer. So I believe in that coming full circle into something that we can appreciate later on.
And to look at what comes along with your contract, right? It's again, we got all the amenities, all the things that come with it. You know what I mean? Like they got a place to train, they got chefs, they got healthcare, bonus checks, like all that and then some. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's a league, to say the least, right? And that's what they're promoting it as. So they're not promoting it as a promotional company, even though they're look. And I think Clay touched on this. Like, you know, they're looking to probably even process into co-promoting fights. At the same time, it's still a league, and that league is going to allow them to have more benefits for the fighters. The fighters are going to be able to retire with maybe a check coming in every month now, and they don't got to worry about where their next checks come from. They're being promised a session of fights. You know what I mean? They're not just getting, well, here's a fight now. We'll let you know when you're up again and things like that. Like they're being promised these things, and that says a lot when you're a person that gets paid from fight to fight basis, and you got to wait 2 years, a year, 3 years for your next fight. That's crazy. So
Hey,
you
Ray.
know where? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, man. In the beginning, Clay was speaking to whether it benefits the fighter or whatnot, and then you was talking a little bit about the benefits just now. I was on another channel and they was hating on Zuffa boxing, right? And they was basically hating on, they was talking about the benefits and stuff that the fighters get, talking about, they only get $200 a month, and they were laughing at that, saying it's laughable, nobody can live off of
Okay.
that, and this,
Okay.
that, and the third. And but I'm like, right now, they don't get anything. They don't get any health benefits at all.
So
And then on top of that, the 200, to put the $200 in perspective, the $200 a month, they're also, from what I understood, they also were saying that these fighters are going to be guaranteed a fight every 6 months. So
right.
it's not like they're gonna just be dependent on, that $200. That's just a little
Okay.
something extra. And I'm thinking that it's more geared towards the lower tier fighters. Of course, somebody like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney or somebody, a big name fighter is not going to be really excited about anything. It probably won't benefit them that much. But the lower tier fighters, guys who just, who's being
Right.
built and stuff like that. I think it's more so to accommodate them, help
So
those guys out and stuff like that. And they were saying like it's not worth it, if you sign,
yeah.
because they were saying like the longest you can sign for was 6 years or whatever. They were saying, oh, it's not worth it to have just $200 a month and that little bit of stuff, and you're signing for 6 years. But when you think about it, the way it was, say like you signed to the PBC or whatnot, as a lower tier fighter or something like that, you could end up getting shelved and don't have a fight for a long time, and you're not getting 200, you're not even getting $200 a month, or none of
Right.
that,
Right.
and you're not
You're looking at a
guaranteed
laundromat.
a fight every 6 months or nothing like that. So how you cooking
So
them for that? But
so
it's better than what they got now.
let's give you this for example, right? So this fight just happened. Jesse Hart, not Jesse Hart, excuse me. J Rod, right? He just fought, and he made $150 bonus. He probably made, let's just say he made $85,000 for the fight alone. Let's just throw that number out there, right? $85,000 is probably lower half of middle class, so that's basically survivable in a year's pay. He made that in one fight. Then you're getting $200 a month on top of that between that and your next fight, and you're going to get paid again, bro. Why? Where's the loss in that? That's basically gas money to get to the gym, right? You
And
already
it's
made you
it's
already
it's
made your yearly salary for the fight you had, and you got a bonus on top of that. So
unwarranted hate, bro. Or they just ain't using
exactly,
their brain.
no, they just it's just a
Nah,
way of
it's
we don't.
unwarranted.
I don't
It
even
is.
know. I
It
don't even
is.
know if this
Oh,
is
my bad.
factual. So I mean, it may be. I don't know. I didn't dive into it like that. But let's just say all that's factual. At the end of the day, where are these fighters that sign these contracts that are not fighting? Like you just said, they're on the shelf. Where are they getting their money from? If they ain't make good investments or things that help them make money on a daily basis, they're working at Home Depot. They're working. They're driving cabs. They're bag grocery bags, trying to get to the gym, still pay that fee to their trainers and this and that for that time until they fight again. So we can easily talk all the shit we want about what the fighters are doing over there, but they seem to be happy. Where the fighters that are not boxing, you don't hear nothing from them. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and what Teach saying right now, and I agree with that 100%. Like nobody, no casual or no what you want to call niggas casual or whatever, or just no real box fan. They not digging this deep inside niggas' pockets and caring about all that other shit. Niggas just want to see the fight, man.
That's
Like,
it.
I keep hearing people all happy, jumping around about tickets don't be getting sold and all that stuff. Nigga,
Right.
you about to watch a good fight. You care more about the tickets or you care about the fight? Which one, man? Because a lot of people shit just don't add up when they talk. Cause niggas, man, this shit,
Common sense goes a long way, Rich.
it's
That's all I got to
sad, man.
say.
It's sad.
Hey, if you're for the
It's sad.
fighter, then you should be welcoming Zuffa boxing from how I'm seeing it.
No, niggas is
How,
for the fight. The niggas is for the fighters that be saying all this stuff. They don't. It's like they more into the fighters. They not.
but at
They
but
don't
at the
even
same
care
time,
about
I
the.
could
They
see.
care about the nigga lifestyle more than they care about the nigga boxing. You know what I'm
They
saying? They
want to see
care.
him with a Birkin bag.
They really into the fighter. Like
Hey, like you was saying
and that's
before,
more than a fan. That's like that's some groupie shit, man.
hey, like you were saying early on, you were saying, you just care about the fights, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it, with having this competition, between these different promotional companies or whatever you might want to call it, them starting a new league or whatnot, this Zuffa boxing is just more competition for the other, I guess promotional companies, other people who putting on cards and stuff like that. We the fans get more boxing. Now, the only thing I can say is that it might get in the way of some of the fights that we might want to see possibly, as far as, if we have a champion over at Zuffa boxing, and then we have a champion, a WBC champion or something, that's not signed to Zuffa boxing or whatnot, we might not get that fight. Some people might want that fight, but overall, I think we would be getting more product, more fights though.
Yeah, we definitely need that, man. That's good though, man. That's good. I don't give a fuck about what they making. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about it. They living you know what I'm saying? They living in the fuck that makes them that makes the fight even better because they working hard to get something.
Yep.
Yeah, I think our eyes.
Them
I think
niggas
our
working hard to
eyes.
get something for real now. Now they want to get something. Now they want to get that extra payday, that extra 300,000, knock somebody out, whatever the case may be. Now you gonna see them really fighting. They just ain't coming in there just to get a check and leave and this, that, and third. Nah, they really fighting. They showing their ass off. So
Yeah, I think
pause.
the way to gauge whether or not Zuffa is working or not working is pay attention to the fighters. That's it. Let's see what they're saying, how they feeling. You know what I'm saying? What's the traffic? If you've seen a bunch of fighters going over there, that's a good sign. It's not the end all be all, but I'm patiently and I'm watching the fighters. To I'm listening to Julian Rodriguez. I'm listening to Robert Merriweather. I'm listening to a lot of other fighters that are going to be announced. I can't wait till they announce so I can start talking about them. But there's fighters that's going to be going into this situation that you guys are going to be asking, what the fuck is he doing over there? And the reality is that if it makes dollars, it makes sense. These fighters are in here with their careers. They're not loyal to these promotional companies off the strength of like this is some gang warfare. No, it's either making sense and helping me along with what I want to accomplish, or it's not. And these promoters are going to have to check those boxes. A lot of fighters, like the Virgil Ortizes, who are sitting here going back and forth with their head promoters in the Oscar De La Hoya, is letting it be known, like, yo, hey, bro, we cool. I ain't mad at you, but I'm here with a reason,
Exactly.
bro. And if you go against that and you get in the way of that happening, you can be replaced. Shout out to David Benavidez, right? Hey man, I love it over here. Thank you for everything you did to me, man. Everything you did for me, bro, and got me to this point. But are you going to be able to lock in the fights I need or not? And hurry up and let me know so I can move accordingly. I don't care about none of that extra shit.
And I'm gonna say it again, man. And I'm gonna say it again. Cause I be hearing a lot of people screaming all this. Oh man, they doing this. I seen this coming from a mile away. They doing this. I don't give a fuck. Cause these boxers gonna have to fight one way or another. What you think they just gonna quit? So
Yeah.
so 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 what they gonna go to? What they gonna so if they do go to Zuffa or if they do stay over there, it don't matter. Them niggas still gonna have to fight regardless. So that's why I keep saying a lot of these niggas is. That's why I always say on frequent they have gay, man. They care about the fight
Damn.
more than they care about the fighter, like his background, his entourage, the stuff that he do more than they care about watching the fights. That's what they care about. Cause what is the point of you complaining about certain stuff if you still gonna get fights? You get what I'm saying? You still gonna get fights at the end of the day. So why is you complaining? Oh, they gonna be paying them this much. They gonna be paying them this. Okay, we still gonna see them fight. You know
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
So
hey, the
we
link in
still,
the chat, they can defend themselves.
Niggas mad.
Who? What?
By the
Somebody in the
way,
chat say we got
I'm about to step
naysayers in
off.
the chat.
I'm about to step off right quick, but yo, shout out to everybody who support the channel. We hit that 3,000 subscriber milestone. On to bigger and better things, of course. But I
Hey,
appreciate.
congratulations, man.
Thank you, family. I appreciate that. On to the next one, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Boxing is good, man.
I
Good,
think
man.
everybody over here already subscribed to Claymore Rain, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not, you know what I mean, I appreciate it if you head over there and smash the like button when you get time and smash the like button over here and subscribe over there. Subscribe over here. You know what I'm saying? You like the content, subscribe, support the channels, bro. Salute,
Thank you,
Clay.
bro. Peace,
Yes,
family.
sir. Yes, sir. Support the grind out here for real. Every content creator in the building. You know what I mean? You got shout out
Yeah,
to
why you
B1.
said that before we said that? Why you say that, Ray? So
Hold
we
on.
got naysayers in the chat. I ain't really see nobody really going against nothing that
I ain't worried.
nobody said.
Did I
Nothing
say?
nobody said.
I said anybody that has something else to say against what you're saying, the links in the chat. That's all.
Oh, okay. You said it a different way now. So I
Oh, did
thought
I? Did I?
it's more clear the way you
Oh,
said it now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was playing the game. I might have.
No, but the link definitely is up there, pinned or whatnot. If somebody want
Oh, I did
to
say
come up
that.
here and chat on it, somebody
I
else
did say
wanna.
that. I was saying anybody, yeah, but basically, yeah, anybody that disagrees with or has something that they, because I
Yeah,
wouldn't say naysayer. I should change the
you
word
don't even
naysayer.
necessarily got to disagree. If you got something to add on to it,
Yeah.
you can click
Well,
the link, or if you want to talk about any of the other topics that
exactly.
we talked about, that's in
There
the
you go.
title.
Thank you, Ox. That's exactly what I mean. If
Because
you
we,
got
we
something to
already
say,
ran
thank
through
you.
our titles and everything that we want to talk about.
Well, we know what you want
And
to talk about.
what that's supposed to mean.
Hold on. That
What I
dude
wanted to talk about was
that
right
fainted
there.
on stage.
No, what I
Hey,
wanted to talk about was right there in the title. So
I want to say, hey, y'all seen Richard Richardson interview like 2 days
Yeah.
ago
Which one?
when the nigga said, man, when a nigga admit to not taking 1 point something $1 million against
Yeah, I
Keyshawn.
seen that.
Then he kept saying, me and Keyshawn agreed not to. Then he said that Eddie Hearn advised him not to do it. He said Eddie Hearn, even though Eddie Hearn is not his promoter or whatever and stuff like that, but it's Eddie Hearn still went into like negotiations with him, some shit like that, and said that don't do it, don't take it. So he said he just took Eddie Hearn's advice.
Crazy
I
work.
want to know what the fuck you turning down 1 point million.
What?
I
Listen,
don't
man, that's
get
a
it,
lot of
man.
money, man. That's a
I
lot of
don't
money.
get it. He said he wanted 3 million.
That's a new chain for him, bro. Why he turn it down?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Bro, these guys is crazy, man.
Uh,
Listen,
uh,
boxing's in a place where you got two sides of boxing right now, and even though everybody wants to be a champion, right? You still have these people that chase the bag, and I think most of them are prize fighters, right? So we're not going to discourage them going for the bag and milking the cow as much as you can, but at the same time, is it worth your value? Do you really
wait,
want to fight?
hey,
So what I'm saying,
put teach
hold on, let
hey,
me do,
wait, my
hey,
bad, my bad. Put teach comment up there too while you talking, Ray, because teach think he gonna get away with this one. I don't feel like I don't
I'm
well,
trying to find it. Which one? I'll put
right
it up
here.
his
there.
last
But
comment.
2 cents.
Go ahead,
Hit the
Ray.
link
Go ahead,
and
Ray.
come up here. And
Go ahead, Ray.
But what I'm
I don't know
saying
what
is,
you're talking about.
so if
You talking about
you're,
this one right here?
yeah, so
Yeah, like
if you
nigga, it's
feel
still
that you're
one
worth
point
of
something million dollars.
if you feel that you're worth the money, then go for the money. But at the same time, if you say you want to fight, the money shouldn't matter. You should be able to make this fight happen because you want to fight. You want to prove yourself, right? That's really what the fans want. The fans don't care about, the real fans should not care about any money that's going to these fighters' pockets. What they should want to do is see these guys in the ring and see how they perform when they fight each other, mano y mano, so we can actually root for somebody. As far as the money, man, listen, I want to bet money so I can win some money. I don't want to be up here um um worrying about what this dude making and this dude making in their pockets, bro. I don't care about none of that money, bro. That don't make no sense to me because I'm not
I'm just
getting none of
saying.
it.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? I want to see them fight for belts. I want to see them fight for legacy. I want to see them fight for their well-being, because they're going to make a bag anyway, whether they make a little bit or not. But I want to see them fight the best. And if they're not going to fight the best, what's the point of me watching it? If I'm just watching them fight for money, because they can fight anybody for money.
But this is the thing, Ray, right? I keep hearing a lot of these boxers talking about they betting and all that stuff. They be betting on fights and this, that, and third. So if you so comfortable in yourself, if you so comfortable, why won't you take the $1.some million and you put your whole bag on you just winning on one of these bet sites? You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like a lot of these niggas, then I feel like Rich Richardson ain't make more than that. He ain't never made more than that a day in his life for him to be even. I don't even know why Eddie Hearn telling you, yeah, you deserve $3 million. I don't get it. I don't know why, but I feel like he just gave him. I think Eddie Hearn just gave him the okay, man. Yeah, you duck this one, man. You got a good excuse, man. You just want
right?
position.
Hey, salute to Too Rich Boxing. I see he in the building. Bradley, 68. Bradley.
Hey, Too Rich, man. I don't know who worse, him or Boss Hacker when it comes to that. When they
Why you shooting at him, bro? Too Rich.
Nah. That's on that side of. See, at least it's only two of them. That's on that side. But on the other side of town, it's like 30 or 40 of them niggas, man.
Well, you talking about brothers that's passionate about their boxing talk, man?
Nah. Boxing Hacker at Too Rich.
What about Coach Eddie?
They gonna bring up Tank and no matter what.
Oh man,
but them other niggas
I thought we was gonna get through this live without mentioning that man.
But I'm saying, them other niggas, they gonna bring up Shakur and Devin.
You gotta mute him, bro.
Like 30 or 40 of them.
You gotta mute him, bro. This is crazy.
What the fuck is you doing?
Yo,
what the heck is up with Bradley, man? Oh, he working out.
He working out.
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta mute him.
Come on, Bradley, bro. Come on, man. You gonna click the link and then you doing that, man? Come on, bro.
Pause.
Mute.
He could have paused without even saying that. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't read his text from earlier, I wouldn't know what the heck was going on.
Nah, yeah, man. There you go. Look.
Hey, man. Hello.
Yo, what's good, man? You was making all these crazy sounds and stuff.
I'm sorry, man. I was working out, man.
Diddy had got you, bro. So, I thought I heard somebody say, "Take that, take that."
There you go.
Hey,
that shit weird.
You know, y'all. I guess y'all ain't never worked out before. I guess y'all don't grunt, but that's y'all thing. That's my thing.
No, we work out, but we can't see you working out, bro. All we see is the sky. All we see is the sky and everything. And,
because I'm doing like 5, 6. I'm hitting the heavy bag. I'm doing farmer's walk, throwing the weight bag, and picking up iron. So I can't.
Hey, you getting it in, man? But it's snowing out here where we at, man. We in the storm.
Yeah, but
I was
it's
about
cold
to
out
end
here
the
too,
live
though.
in a minute so I can go out there and get clear some of this snow, some more of this snow.
I'm in the deep south. Our winters last 2 weeks and it's on and off. So it don't never get bad out here.
What's up though, bro? You said you had something to say and then you came.
Yeah, about Keyshawn doing all that jumping and hooping. Y'all might not believe this, but that dude Andy Cruz got his number, man. He don't want to face that. He know in the back of his head, this dude done beat me 4 times. Even though it's in the amateurs, he beat me 4 times. Somebody I got to deal with. And I don't really want to deal with this cat. Ain't nobody act the way he was jumping around behind somebody else, beating somebody else. Because either you don't want to face him or you got hatred for the man. That's my opinion on it. I want
to fight him, bro. Because
I always thought he was overrated. But a lot of y'all, like he the next coming to Sugar Ray Leonard. I don't see it, but okay.
Hey, keep proving a lot of us wrong. You know, when we think that, he going to have a tough fight, he come out there and make easy work of people, man.
Who he fought?
Kind of like
who he fought?
A baby Terrence Crawford, man.
Who he fought?
Hey, y'all was saying the same thing about Bud. Who was he fought? That's what y'all was saying, man.
Hey, look, hold on. Let me say something real quick. If that's the case, y'all talking about Keyshawn. I know this fight that he's about to have with Jermaine Ortiz could be the same situation that happened with Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. So What I'll say is Keyshawn can win this fight. I just hope that he can hold his composure in the fight because Devin Haney's very, very composed in the fight. You see what I'm saying? He's got that experience where he can stay composed. And sometimes you see Keyshawn, he'll get frustrated or won't get frustrated, but he has to get his get back. And, he's not being frustrated, but he's determined. Let me say that. He's very determined to get his lick back, with aggression.
Hey, we saw that with Devin and the Ryan Garcia fight, though.
What? I'm not.
Him, it seemed like he lost focus and he was like just bent on getting his
Who you
get
talking
back.
about, Devin?
Yeah,
Talking about
Devin in
Devin?
the Ryan Garcia fight when Ryan Garcia cheated him. Asta
Yeah,
Ryan, you remember?
You know what I mean? I mean, I guess you could say, but he's still good at, when it comes down to it, he's still good at holding his composure. That's why I said Keyshawn could put him in a position is because Keyshawn is very athletic. He
It's a fumble.
he's very
Yeah, I had to
athletic.
pause you on Keyshawn putting them in positions and stuff, but go ahead, bro.
I ain't worried about that, man.
You
He's
see,
talking boxing.
Keyshawn can put them in positions. What?
Yeah, he don't want that. He can hit him with that hook, bro. You know what I'm saying? He come around that guard and hit him with that hook. And Keyshawn got that quickness too. He got quick feet. He's got power, both hands. Yes, he does. It can be a good fight though, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go for Keyshawn in that one, but it's a good fight though. He over the way.
Yeah, can't get his ass, King. Let me get some of that shit, King. Hold on.
Hey, that nigga Keyshawn was happy to but hey, look, he don't got them problems with Andy no more, bro. Now,
Belt to ashtray, bro.
you know what I'm saying? He ain't got no more. He ain't got to worry about Andy for a while.
Hey man, but y'all smash the like button out there, man. You came a little late, Blue Hustle.
Got to get off.
Man,
It's all
because
good.
we've been on for a little bit and I gotta keep running outside and clearing this snow and everything. So I was gonna probably close it
Well,
unless Ray wanna keep it running or something for some reason or whatever. Or, I was just gonna shut it down.
it's all good, man.
Ray, you got Ray. Oh, Ray fell asleep too, man. So yeah, I'm definitely shutting it down, kicking Ray off the panel. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody who showed up, everybody
All right.
in the chat and everything, everybody who came up on the panel. We had Blaze up here, Bradley was up here, you know what I'm saying, making crazy sounds and stuff. Ray Davis fell asleep on us. Blue, you the last person to come up. And 2 Cents ain't come up. I wanted her to come up and see because I don't know. I think the aircraft carrier got her all, riled up and everything, talking about speak of the devil when she came in. And nobody up here said nothing about no 2 Cents, man. I don't know what he was trying to do.
Hold
But
on, you said speaking of devil? What you talking about?
no, when we was up here, we was talking about Zuffa boxing or whatnot. And then 2
Okay.
Cents came in the building and said, yo, and the aircraft carrier was like, speak of the devil. And so she, that made her think that somebody was up here talking about her or something, but nobody was talking about 2 Cents and nobody mentioned Little
Oh,
Man either.
no,
Until
I don't think she feels like that though, bro. She got that good. She got
yeah,
thick skin. She cool. She cool.
yeah, shout out to 2 Cents Boxing, man. Yeah, I rock with her channel thorough and
hmm
everything. But
She,
yeah, I'm about to
she
shut
good
it down,
people.
y'all. Y'all smash the like button on the way out,
You
man.
going you
Bradley,
going live
go easy,
again?
man. Go easy on them weights, man.
Hey man,
You mess around,
hey
fall
man,
out
yeah,
there. Oh, you got a
no,
Scully on too. You out of
yeah,
pocket, man. You working out with
it's
Scully
cold, man.
on.
It's cold out
Oh, it
here,
is
man.
cold
It's
out
cold
there.
out here. But hey, you gonna be on tonight or you ain't going on tonight?
I might go on tonight, man, but hopefully this snow will stop, man. I gotta run back out here and use the leaf blower on it. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
how y'all
I'm
deal with
trying to
that,
stay on
man?
top of it.
How
You
y'all
But
deal
tripping,
with
bro?
that, man?
You know it ain't supposed to stop snowing until tomorrow, frequent like 6 o'clock a.m.
yeah, it's diabolical,
How
right?
y'all deal with that snow, man? We had eight
Hold on,
8 inches
what
last
state
year.
you in?
I almost lost my mind, man.
Hey man,
What state y'all in?
we out Philly, Pennsylvania.
Jersey, bro.
Philly,
Okay.
man. We in the tri-state area. This might be just as bad as the one that we had in 1996, man. That joint was crazy.
Yeah, they
Man,
said
I'm
it's every 10 years, bro. They said every 10 years.
Man, I'm 57 years old. I seen you throw snow 3 times, and last year was the first time it went over 2 inches.
Where you at, Bradley?
Louisiana, South Louisiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what's up. I wish I was out somewhere where it didn't get cold, but you said it's cold out there right now.
it's
I
cold. It's cold
wanna
today.
be
Fly.
somewhere where it's tropical.
It's cold today.
It's
Today is Sunday. Wednesday, it might be in the 70s, man. That's how the weather be out here.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if I could deal with that, man. You probably be getting sick and everything out there.
Yeah.
well,
Yo,
where I'm at, it's hella cold too. It's isn't snow or anything, but it's real cold though.
hey yo, but
Super
salute to
cold.
everybody out there, man, because I gotta get to this snow, man. I don't want it to get too high on me, man. You know, because
Good workout, man.
I'm an
That's a
old
good
man
workout,
out here.
man.
I can't be doing, yo,
That's a good
man.
workout, though.
A funny story, man. The last time we had a lot of snow, man. You know, I went out there with the shovel, thinking I'm still a spring chicken, and start shoveling the snow, man. You know, I'm going crazy with it too, throwing it all hard and everything. And so to make a long story short, the next day I didn't feel nothing that day, but the next day my
Oh
back was
yeah,
killing me, bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah,
Yo, my
yeah.
back was killing me. My back was
Hmm.
hurting. I thought I was having a heart attack. My wife rushed me to
Hey,
the emergency room. Yo, they said, yo,
hey.
everything seemed to be fine. They said you just had some muscle spasms from
Hey,
throwing
man.
that snow over your shoulder. It gave me muscle
Hey, man.
spasms. Yeah. Ever since then, man, I learned my lesson. I said, man, let me pay one of these
Hey,
kids who come by here. They be knocking on the door. Can I shovel? And they ain't come by this time though.
Oh, that's
let
what
me
I was
t-
getting ready to say
hey,
too. I said they must have been by your door.
hey. Let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you something. Fire. The older you get, a man told me when I was working in them plants, I was like 20 something. He said it's gonna be a time that cow y'all ain't gonna mean much to you. I was like, yeah, right. That'll never happen. Man, I'm 57. That cow y'all don't mean as much as it used to, player. You don't mind not going without it.
Hey man, I be seeing
Yeah.
what KO, Ness, some of them dudes, they be getting their workout on when they be going live, man. Y'all might see me on a joint like that or hear me
You gonna get on
You
on
the
the
gotta keep.
stair
stairmaster?
Hey,
stepper. I might jump
You
on
gotta
the
keep
stair
moving,
stepper
man.
or
You gotta
something or
keep
the
moving, man.
treadmill or something. Yeah, when
You
you
gotta
stop
keep moving,
moving,
man.
you slow
Yeah,
down, you stop moving
yeah, yeah,
permanently. But yo,
yeah.
let
You
Yeah,
me
I'm
gotta
get to
stop
this
always
moving, man.
snow out here, y'all. I'm out, yo. Salute to
all right.
everybody. Y'all smash the like button
Take a
again, man.
picture.
Huh?
Hey, hold on, Flyer. Take a picture of the how thick it is, man. And then when you go back live, you're gonna show
Oh,
us. So
Come on, man. You made me have to. Come on,
okay, man.
man.
Y'all niggas some
I had all that
weirdos, nigga.
stuff
Just take a
closed
picture.
out, bro. You made me have to
Nigga,
go look
take
for it
a
again,
picture,
man.
bro. Take a picture of how high the
That was
goddamn level
diabolical.
of the mother.
I
show
had
Picture
us,
to
how
hit
bro.
you
high.
twice with it, bro.
Anyways,
Show
nigga, y'all niggas weirdos, nigga. You know what
Earth,
I'm saying?
man.
Go take.
You fool ass Earth, man. Listen.
Yo, not
No,
just
I'm
Just
just
he
take a
playing,
wasn't
picture.
man.
just.
Take
Yo,
take a picture. Hold on. Take a picture of how high the level of the snow is that you're shoveling. You gonna pause on
yeah, I'm
that?
not shoveling. I got the leaf blower out, bro.
The fuck?
I'm too old for that shoveling
My
stuff,
kid's
man.
out there shoveling right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah. No, me and Wifey tried to, we tried to be smart with it this time. We laid down some plastic and everything, tarp,
Yeah, let me give him an
on the
idea.
walkway, down the steps and all of that, put bricks on it to hold it down on the sides and before the snow started coming in. So now when the snow come, I just go out there with the leaf blower and just blow it right away. Blow it out in
Oh,
the
okay.
street and all of that stuff, but I gotta keep doing it every like hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm kind of long. What we on? I'm coming up on 2 hours now. Because I went out there and did it right before I went
Man,
live.
hit yourself with that pause, man. You said you kind of what? You kind of what?
I said I kind of did it. Come on, don't start
Nah,
reaching like Ray Davis be doing. Ray
nah,
be
you didn't
reaching
do
for
that.
these pauses, man.
You said long. You said long. I'm not gonna connect it.
Accusations. These are false accusations. And
Hey,
Yo, I'm
look.
out though, y'all. Before something crazy happens,
Hey,
you
peace,
gonna
love,
have
and
me out
happiness,
here
man.
shoveling for real, man. Salute, y'all. Smash the
I'm
like
trying to
button on the
show him
way
right
out.
now. Look, that's outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy.